Howdy, folks.
Good evening, Paul.
Good evening. Excuse me. I think you've sent that copy of yours down the microphone. I've got it.
I tell you what, folks, he's not what he was 5 minutes ago. He was shouting and bawling. Hey, he did well there, coming on like that, didn't Paul? He shocked me there, actually. You've had a bad deal today, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, tell me about it.
Yorkshire water, don't worry. I've had the same issue. I've had issues.
Oh, they're a nightmare.
Loads of times.
They're a nightmare.
Do you know what they did to me? I tell you what, well, they're still doing it. They come to check meter reading. And anyway, we weren't in. They come a couple of times, weren't in. So they sent us an email saying, take some pictures of it. So we took some pictures, sent them. Can you take some more? They're not good enough. Oh, right, we'll take some more. Then they said, take some more, or you need to stand back because we need to see the old meat. I said, what's going on here? Anyway, I've said, bugger it to our lass. I said, leave it. They'll come knocking if they need us.
Yeah.
They're crackers. They're crackers, but
yeah.
Apparently you were up phone to them, weren't you?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was pulling my hair out. And, it's stupid. It's such a stupid thing. Can you give us a call, please, regarding your bill? Well, yeah, I can. What's wrong with it? Well, it looks like you haven't used any water. I said, well, is that good or is that fucking bad?
Well, it's good.
We're on a fucking hosepipe ban, aren't we?
Hey, get swear box out, Kelly.
Anyway, so she started rabbiting on about water usage and stuff like that. I said, well, what did the meter say when you're ready? Well, we didn't get a reading. I said, well, get your asses out here and sort it out. What you're phoning me for? So she said, well, we wanted to know if you've used, if you've used any different stuff or whatever. No, I haven't. I'm a single bloke. I don't use any more water than I've used for the past 18 months. And while we're on it, why is my bill so fucking high when I'm using the same amount of water that I used 18 months ago? So she says, well, we've estimated. I said, what's this estimated shit? What's all this guessing? You've got a fucking meter.
Hey, listen, they're coming in now, Paul. Stop bloody swearing.
Hey. Okay. So anyway, I says, you've got a meter. Why don't you go by the meter? What are you doing guessing? So she said, well, we only read your meter once every 6 months. Yeah. We estimate your middle load. So I said, no, you don't estimate. You fucking guess. So she said, well, whatever you think of it, that's what we do. So I said, right. So I've just opened up my bill from the last 2 properties I've had. And on the first property I was at, I was using 50 cubic meters of water.
Right.
A quarter. So she says, yeah. I said, on my second one, I was using 47 cubic meters of water. So she says, yeah. So I said, but don't it tell you that I'll be using somewhere between 40 and 50 cubic meters? Well, it does if you think of it like that. I said, well, how else can you think of it?
Oh, you what?
So she says, oh, I'll just have a look and see if I can see what your last reading was. So anyway, she She come back, she says, oh, yeah, I've just looked at your last reading, and apparently there was water running after you'd left. I said, well, yeah, because somebody else had fucking moved in. No, it's just got it had a permanent flow of water. So I said, all right, and you've just realised that, have you? Well, so she says, it looks like you had a leak, but it's been fixed now by the look of it. So I says, right, so you owe me some money then, do you? Well, how do you work that out? Because you just told me I had a fucking leak. Oh, yeah. Anyway, she said, I'll pass it on to our whatever team, and they'll be back in touch with you before 3 o'clock tomorrow.
Well,
I said, yeah, I'm fucking not going to hold my breath. Anyway, that's them out of the way. Right.
Anyway,
Evening, Kelsey, love.
Yep, go on.
Jeff, good evening. Black Queen, good evening.
Black Queen and Jeff. Jeff Swan's in.
I said Jeff.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You said Kelsey and Black Queen. You tell him, folks.
Oh, yeah. I tell you what, that thing you've got in that ear is stopping your hearing correctly. I can tell you now.
He's in a good mood, folks, isn't he? Hey, talking about, when I lived on my own before I met my wife.
Oh, here we go.
Ago, I used to go out to work and work. Well, I did a full week's work. I used to work shifts, and what I did with my bills, because I'm not right educated when it comes to paying bills. I used to do standing orders and direct debits and that, so it were automatically taken out every month. And my wife come along and she says, well, what are you paying for your bills? Because she moved in with me, you see. So I showed her, and she says, we need to cash a lot of this in. I says, why? She says, they've taken far too much more than they need to, and you're in credit an amazing amount of money. So they had all this money of mine that they'd taken over years that just sat in their bank.
Yeah.
Anyway, she sorted it all out, but that's what they do, Paul. They
do your heading, don't they?
They want your money, you see, but they're not.
Anyway, Bobby, if you just read the comment section there and go down towards the bottom.
What's that?
Okay.
Oh, it said Jeff. Sorry, Jeff. Sorry,
Paul.
You saying
sorry to Jeff, Paul? It was me that you had a go at.
Black Queen's gonna have to change your name, because I can see Kelsey. She puts all good, thanks, barbecue. BQ. I keep thinking barbecue, not Black Queen.
Evening, Sharon.
Every time I see that, hey up, Sharon, lovey, all right. You're busy, lass. Hey, she's another Yorkshire lass, South Yorkshire. So we've got you from East Coast, me from West Yorkshire, and Sharon from South Yorkshire.
Right.
So we've covered them all now. We just need somebody from North Yorkshire, posh area, posh part of Yorkshire.
Black Queen.
Is she from posh part? Is she? No. We always considered North Yorkshire posh, you see. What's Kelsey put there? Yorkshire water are especially rubbish. I worked there for a week once and was answering calls for 30 minutes training. I had no idea what I was doing, but they didn't care.
No, they don't.
Yes, Kelsey, I feel sorry for those who have to.
I can honestly say
on phone.
I've had a nightmare with people on phone today. My brother phoned me up yesterday afternoon, and he said, "Oh, I missed a telephone call from the medical centre on Thursday, and they sent me a message saying they'd rung. Can he give them a ring?" So I said, "I've tried 4 times and I can't get through." So I said, "It's all right, Alan. I'll phone on Monday morning." So I waited till 10 o'clock, get the rush over with. 10 o'clock, it answers, press button 1, 2, 3, whatever. So I press the right button and it answers, and it says, "Thank you. You're in a queue. Your call will be answered shortly." 10 o'clock. Okay?
Right.
2 minutes later, it said, "You are number 1 in the queue." So I thought, result.
Aye.
Result. What time did they answer?
Go on.
10 minutes past 12.
Oh.
And I was number 1 in the fucking queue.
That's crackers, isn't it?
And then to cap it all, I'd spent 2 hours and 10 minutes or so waiting to get through. When I told her who I was and what I was ringing about, she says, I can't answer that because you're not allowed to, you're not on his list. I said, are you talking bollocks? So they wouldn't tell me anything. So anyway, I went onto his email, and you want to see the email I sent him?
Oh, I can imagine. Good evening, the real honest ghost.
Yeah, good evening, Dom. So they'll have got this email this afternoon, and they'll think it's from him because it's his email.
Right.
So there you go. So two telephone calls today, and it's taken all pigging day basically.
Well, it's ridiculous. It's same when you ring doctors. I mean, our doctor, the line opens at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah.
And 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and you can ring it a minute past 8, and you're 15th in queue, and they have this bloody stupid music that stays with you all day long.
It's a nightmare, isn't it?
But I once got right upset, because we got down to number 1 after about an hour.
And then it went off.
And he just went off.
Yeah.
I said, I'm off down to see him. I'm not having this. How the hell? You can't do that to somebody, can you?
No.
I was really upset with them. I don't know what it is, but they're just... Because when we go into our doctors, I don't know what yours is like. The receptionists, they think they're bloody doctors, some of them. They're a bit snooty.
But they're all right in reception.
Are they?
But I'm not sure whether the reception girls are the ones who answer the phone.
No.
Or whether it's somebody further back, in the queue or whatever, who answers the phones.
But, I've threatened to report bloody surgery manager before today.
It's a nightmare, isn't it?
I mean, why do they need a manager? They have a surgery manager, don't they?
Yeah.
Why the bloody hell do they need that for?
It's so they can spend 60 grand a year to give them.
It's bloody daft, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's look. I mean, our doctors. I mean, I go to doctors, not necessarily doctors. Most nurses, I know, because they're all local.
I start swearing, you know, I'm going a bit iffy. I just keep getting this message on my PC.
Oh, he's on one. He's going to go on one. Kelsey, keep your eye on him. She's put. There's a certain type of people, doctors, receptionists. I always find them strange.
Evening, Noxie.
Evening, Noxie.
Yeah, there is some strange ones. But there you go. It all adds to the spice of life, doesn't it?
I mean, about a couple of years ago, they started asking you what your problem was when you rang up.
Yeah.
I said, you're a receptionist. It's now to do with you. I want to see a doctor.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, but what I was a bit funny about it, because the thing is, right, you tell it receptionist, and if it's a small town, so you more than likely know who they are. Who the bloody hell they're telling your problems to? Are they going on telling your husband? And that, and you think, it's crackers.
Yes, Kelsey, love.
What she put, I'm making notes for the book. We need a dramatic ending. Continue the break. Well,
I'll tell you what.
We're going to get back to some of Paul's stories. I think we need to do one about his time as a landlord.
I'll tell you funny enough, I was this afternoon in between my nightmare, but I got an email from, I can't remember, Find My Past, I think it was, one of the things I'm signed up to. And it said, have you had a look at maps in Google for your genealogy? And I thought, well, what the fucking use is a map?
Stop swearing, you.
Oh, sorry.
There's ladies
because I haven't come down yet. Anyway, so I thought, well, what's the use of a map in it? So it give a thing saying, oh, go here and think. Anyway, I went to this My Maps, it's called, Google My Maps. So I went there. And what you can do is you can pin places where you've lived, where you were born, where you were married, where you went on holiday, and it gives a timeline, and it shows you where all the timeline, where they were in that date, whatever you put in, it shows you on this thing.
Right.
And then you do a preview, and it gives you like started here and went here and went there and went over here.
All right.
It's really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that spent an hour of my time. And I was sat trying to remember. I was in 1971, I was sent to Singapore, to the British military hospital in Singapore. It was supposed to be a 3-year posting.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, when I was doing this map, I thought, right, I'll search for British military hospital, Singapore. And of course, it isn't a British military hospital anymore, because we pulled out in 1971, this government, and they handed everything over to the Singapore government. So I did a little bit of searching and found the hospital I was at. It's called Alexandra Hospital now. And then got photographs, and I thought, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh, and I remember that. So seeing the photographs of the place,
it brought back
brought back memories.
Yeah. Can I just stop you there? Knox's had a bit of bad news here. Clary's mum's not well, tested her for COVID, and he's having to go to the chemist to get.
No, it's not COVID. It's COPD, mate.
Oh, is it COPD?
Yeah.
Well, I've got that now, Knoxy lad. But
isn't that a chesty thing?
Yeah, it's it used to be called chronic lung disease, but they changed it to COPD. Send our love to Clary's mum, Knoxy lad.
We'll be thinking.
So
that didn't sound right. We'll be thinking of you.
Yes,
that's what I meant to say, but I bit my tongue.
Yeah, I've got it. It's terrible. It's a terrible disease, but it's self-inflicted.
Is it?
Smoking? Yeah, it's or unless you've worked in a very one of these environments before.
Asbestos places
like that. Yeah.
Well, I smoked for basically 55 years.
Yes, a lot of it will come from up north. It were from going down the pit. You see, contamination from coal.
I never went down pit. I've been in a few pits, but I've never been down one.
But
that's another thing. That's another story.
Anyway, I think what we need to do, fellas, guys, ladies, is we need to get Paul telling his another story. So
I don't know whether I can think about.
He must have some stories about when he was in pub trade. He must have known some characters.
I've known loads of characters.
Mind you, I bet they all said he was a bloody character, didn't they?
I know when I had pub nightclub in Brid on the just overlooking the harbour, and it's really, really busy. And this fucking message again, get out my life. And anyway, my mum used to take in waifs and strays, later in life she'd take in waifs and strays, and she'd taken in a young woman who was she'd just turned 18, but anyway, so my mum said, do you think you could get her a job? So I said, yeah, I'll find her something to do. Anyway, I give her a job in the pub, and she wasn't all that cracking, but I let it pass. And then it got to a point where I was getting a little bit angry, and I walked over to her and shouted at her. And anyway, about 10 minutes later, she came up to me and says, you can't talk to me like that. I'm going to have me notice in. How much notice you see? Do you need? I don't need fucking any. Fuck off. Hey, and I'll have you know, she still talks to me.
Does she?
Yeah.
Oh, so there you go, guys. If you ever get a job working for Paul, he's a caring, sharing manager.
I can be. I have been at times.
Did you ever get customers that you couldn't cope with, but you had to?
I never, Bobby.
Because my local landlord, I have my locals, me, and he'll say to me sometimes, "Oh, thank God he's gone. He does me head in." And I said, "Well, why do you serve him then?" He says, "Because I can't not serve him because it's they've got to let him unless he does all wrong."
No, you don't.
But he drives you
mad.
What
a load of bollocks. It's like somebody coming in and saying, I want to use your toilet. I'm allowed to use your toilet. No, you're not. It's not a public toilet.
Right.
Well, you're a pub. Well, yeah. There's buses outside, but you don't go inside and piss on the fucking floor, do you?
So you didn't tolerate no.
No, you don't. All this crap about, you've got to serve them, you've got to do that. You don't.
No.
You can pick and choose who walks through your door.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all you've got to remember is that, and I don't know how long ago it was, maybe a year or so, that useless git who's in power at the moment,
right?
The Stammer, not the Starmer. Yeah.
Stammer. Well, he could call him Stammer.
Yeah. Well, he was doing out and about and whatever, and he went into somebody's pub in Skegness, I think it was, and the bloke went apeshit.
Oh yes,
get out of my pub.
And
he just pushed past him and walked in.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had two FD guys pushing the landlord about. Why the fuck wasn't he arrested?
Yeah.
He'd been told to leave. He'd been told to leave a licensed premises. You don't have to have an excuse.
He would not tell him, won't it?
Yeah.
He says you're not welcome.
Yeah.
You're not welcome. But
he just ignored him.
Yeah.
Basically ignored him. And it's licensed premises. He should have been taken to court for entering a licensed premises when refused. But no, he didn't. So, all this crap about I'm allowed in and I'm allowed to do this, well, it's a load of hooey booey.
Right.
It's all chocolate bloody fire guards.
It's changed over the last 10 years as pubs, haven't they? They've changed.
Yeah, they've gone down the drain.
I mean, there was something like, I think it said something like 4 pubs a day around the country are closing the doors.
Yeah.
But these big companies have taken over them, haven't they? These chains.
Well, you can see, I mean, you can understand why they're closing. The breweries put up the beer to a stupid price and make you buy it because that's part of your agreement with them.
Mm-hmm.
And the council go in and slap huge rates on them.
Oh, you're what? Telling me?
And then how can you get a business going when you've got so much paying out? And then of course you've got Mr. Stammer there sticking on national insurance and God knows what, which bumps it up even more. Well, they're all going to go to the bloody
it's a dying trade. I remember, when I was about 12-year-old, my auntie and uncle wanted to run a pub. And the Tetleys were a big name then in from Leeds.
Yeah, well, it was in West Riding, wasn't
they? They were huge, aye.
Yeah.
And we used to see Shire Horse. You know what Shire Horse? They had 2 Shire Horses at that brewery, and they used to take them out once a week round town, round city.
Yeah, I remember it. I went round. I've been round Tetley's brewery 3 or 4 times on tours.
Just to promote it. And I used to remember that was the first time I'd seen a Shire Horse. I couldn't believe how big they are. Anyway, they applied. But then, back in that day, I'm on about 50 years ago now, they had to go through an interview process. They had to go through an application. And not everybody were accepted. And they got turned down. And that was how it was then. Now they'll just take anybody. Absolutely.
Yeah, because they can't get. You can't get people. That's what it is.
And what it is they get these young couples or these young kids taking over. They think, free rent, and it's basically they're getting a wage, they're not getting any profits, and it's just gone all wrong way around. At one point, you were proud to be a landlord, weren't you?
Yeah.
You know, it were a respected trade. Were being a landlord.
Yeah.
Now it's just gone downhill so far.
It certainly has. But saying that, I wouldn't really know because I don't go in pubs.
No,
I gave up going in pubs years ago.
Yeah, but it's there's no respect for the trade, and it's part of us culture. It's a place of socialising. It's where a community meets is a pub. It always has been, and it's a shame that that's gone. But that's how it'll go. With the spoons, they'll take it all, won't they? And these are the big companies.
Yeah, they'll all have a go,
and they'll milk it until it's not left in it. But on that cheerful note. So
yeah, but I mean, I can remember. I think it was 1976. I think it was about 1976 in Brid, and the guy I worked for, I used to run one of his pubs, and he was buying another pub in town. And he come over to me and says, Paul, come with me. So I said, oh, yeah, okay. So we went into the office. He opened the safe. And he said, just pass those 2 carrier bags there. And I opened these 2 carrier bags up and he stuffed them with money. £50 notes, all 2 bagfuls. He says, right, come with me. Well, I'm walking through the middle of Brid with 2 carrier bags full of packs of £50 notes.
Yeah.
And we walked into this pub and he said to the bloke, there you go. Just remember, that bag is for the pub. That bag is for yourself.
Right.
Nobody knows about that bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how it was done. Cash.
Right. This is it. No, it were harming nobody. It were done right. It were harming nobody.
I mean, it was nicking money off the government, wasn't it?
Well,
tax, but
you could say that, but the focus should be on a community, self-serving themselves and getting profits back to the community. But I mean, I remember when I were an apprentice. On a Friday, what I'm talking about now is a cashless society where everything's plastic. Well, you remember, like I do, you got a wage slip.
Yeah.
I mean, my first wage, I used to get in a little brown envelope, but it was folded over top and stapled so you could count it, and there were a few bob in bottom. So I used to check that out, get that out. And I'd be straight to the shop. Anyway, I used to give him my wage to my mum, you see, when I got in.
Yeah, so did I.
And my mate worked on council, and he used to do gardening. And he used to do, on a Thursday or Friday afternoon, a big bloody van would turn up, like an ice cream van, only a little bit bigger. And it'd be lads with wages. And all gardeners would queue up and get the wages from this van. It wouldn't happen now, would it?
No.
And when I started as a in sheet metal trade, the gaffer used to take somebody on a Friday afternoon, just after lunchtime. He'd say, "Right, I'm taking you," and he'd take me sometimes. He'd say, "Taking you." We get in car with him down to the bank, and they draw cash out, big bags like you just said. And you'd walk from bank to car with him, and you'd be back to work with all this cash. It was amazing what we did, but now it just couldn't happen. Now it'd be impossible.
When we had when we had all the pubs, and I can't remember the years, but it had been around about 1978, 79. Well, we had 30 pubs. And we used to be based at a little pub in Harrogate called the Salt Box. Really, really small pub.
that rings a bell. You know, I might have been there.
You might have been. It's an old pub.
Yeah,
but anyway, so I used to, you know, do the wages all by hand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you work it all out. Yeah, this is how much tax, blah blah blah, and then write out the pay slips, put them in envelopes, and then on a Friday we'd get in the van and we'd go round all of them with the wage packets.
Yeah.
You know, so we set off from Harrogate and we go up to the north of Newcastle, down that way into Middlesbrough area, and then right down to Rugby and up and back up into West Yorkshire. It used to take us nearly all day to go and hand out all these bloody wage packets. I think we had, I seem to recall at the height, we had 560 staff.
Yeah.
And, you know, used to take 2 days for me to do the bloody wage.
Well, that's it.
But it was all cash.
It was all cash, wasn't it? I mean,
yeah, everything was cash.
My mum and dad used to have a biscuit tin for brass.
Yeah.
And they had
Don't be going on biscuit tins. We're not having biscuit tins.
And
been there, done that.
The bill money going to it on a Friday, and they might have a little bit spare to save, and then that'd go in it. And then it'd be like, it's Friday, fish and chips. They'd send me and my sister to the fish shop and we'd get a cake and chips with me and my sister. And then there'd be a bit left over for my mum and dad to go for a drink and have a cigarette, you know.
Yeah.
And then Monday morning, it all started again. So everything was based on a weekly wage, wasn't it? It was done on a weekly basis. None of this monthly, you know. And it took me some adjusting doing months, and it's like, I prefer a weekly wage. But now,
I think it's nice to get a weekly wage, quite honestly.
You're lucky. I mean, I don't think you can get paid in cash now. I don't think you can get a weekly wage in a packet.
I don't know.
It's a funny one, though, isn't it? I mean, but it's usually monthly, and it's. I don't think it works. But in a cashless society now, it's all plastic, and
it's really going that way, isn't it?
Well, I refuse to do that. I always, if I go out for a pint with my mates, I take a few bob in my pocket, and that's it.
If
it runs out, I know where I am.
Yeah.
None of this bloody. Oh, I'll put it on card. I don't do that. I know what I've got, and that's how I've always lived. That's how I've, you know, and that was taught to me by my mum and dad. That's what that's what we've got over for weeks.
I like paying cash, but I've always found that cash can. I was going to say open doors, but not necessarily open doors. But you know, you'd go to, I don't know, Curry's or somewhere like that. You wanted a new fridge or a new cooker or whatever. We'd wait till the end of the month and then go in and say how much. It's £240. How much is it for cash? £240. Yeah. Okay, then I'll see you. So, hold on. We might be able to do a deal. And of course, end of the month, he's got to hit his target, and you're flying cash in front of his face.
Well, they say, don't they? Cash is king.
Yeah, and then you get your discount.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, of course it is.
I can remember back in the day, you know, we had a telly which had a meter on.
Yeah, we did. Well, ours had a meter on, but not for long because my brother ripped it off. Yeah. Well, he wanted the half grams. He used to open the gas meter every 2 weeks. He was a thieving little rat bag.
I once got caught in a pub, you know, when I was 16 on Bandit, and it was an old Bandit. But me and my mates had worked out that if you put, this is just after new money had come in. We'd worked out if you put an old, because the old 10 pence, the first new money, 10 pence were bigger than what it is now, but it was nearly as big as a 50 pence.
Yeah.
And we worked out if you put 10 pence in it and spun it as you put it in, it'd bounce down the slot and the machine would think it were a 50 pence.
Yeah.
So you'd get 10 pence, which was something like 4 players, and then you'd get 40 pence change. Yeah. Until we were caught with the bloody landlord, and he didn't have to. He had a fit with us. I've never run as fast in my life.
Yeah, those were the days.
My mum used to have, I don't know if you ever did, but we had catalogue and all. We used to have Grattan catalogue and Empire
Littlewoods.
Littlewoods. And I'll tell you what we did have. Do you ever remember Green Shield stamps?
Yeah, Green Shield stamps. Yeah. I tell you what,
we used to have a shop.
There were Green Shield stamps. There were co-op stamps.
Co-op stamps, aye.
Then you had the HP catalogue things. There was three of them, I seem to recall.
Yeah.
I can remember Littlewoods and the one you just said. I can remember them, but there was another one as well. Yeah, we had them all.
And well, our neighbours used to come round once a week. I've come for your money for the club.
Yeah.
My mum would pay it, and everything was like that. But it wasn't like you weren't tied into. You didn't seem as though you were tied into things like you are now. Because you weren't spending millions, you weren't spending thousands like you are now. And there were nobody trying to sell you more. It was like you either did it or you didn't. You know, and it was a different world, wasn't it? It was a totally different.
Yeah, well, they're a different generation, weren't they? The people before us, so you know they'd gone through hard times.
Oh, you what?
You know, they'd had their hard times, and unfortunately for them, well, I mean, maybe not unfortunately, but fortunately for us, they passed on those type of tips that helped them through the bad times.
That's the only way they could educate us, because that's all they knew.
Yeah.
But I remember when my grandmother died. She died when my dad was 13-year-old. He was only a kid when I never knew her. Obviously, he was only 13, and they lived in a back-to-back house. And you know, because we're Catholic, they left her laid out under kitchen window inside. And every time he went past, he had to kiss her on the cheek. Now then. And that when my father told me that, it scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, it would me.
That wasn't unusual, apparently.
No. Well, I can remember one in our house, but one of the aunties across the road, her husband died, and he was fairly young. And they laid him out in the front room, closed the curtains, laid him out in the front room, and he was there for like 3 days.
Oh, yeah.
In the front room, laid out on the table. Well, he was in his box, but he was on the table.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Well, that's how my dad's mum was. But he had to kiss her every time his dad made him for a kiss her. But she was laid out for a few days there.
Yeah.
What it was, once she'd passed, you see, people could come and pay the respects.
Yeah.
Funeral. But it can't have been healthy. It must have been. But it's a weird thing to do. But that was the culture.
Well, that's how it was, wasn't it? It was like having a bath in front of the fire, wasn't it?
Correct.
You know,
correct.
It's not a done thing now. You'd wet yourself if somebody come out with a tin bath in your house and stuck it in front of fire and filled it up and got it. Well, you never thought knack all of it.
You didn't. Share it matter.
Yeah, you know. All right, it's Sunday night, right? It's bath night. Get in there, get that bath filled, get it in front, and we'll stoke up fire, get that going, get it in front, and you take it in turns.
Yeah.
Water never got fucking changed. It was just get in.
Top it up now, top it up.
You know,
when it gets
do your bits and get out.
Yep. My mum used to put a brick under one end, so it was deeper at one end. If you were cold, if it were a cold night, she'd say, "I'll put a brick under this end, and you can lay down in it."
Yeah,
because they couldn't afford to fill it up.
No,
it was bloody crack. But that was an education, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I remember when we moved from our squalor of a place we used to live in when I was very, very, very young, and we moved into this house in Brid, and it had an indoor bathroom. Oh, look at this! It's got a bath, and it's got taps. And it's got hot water. Yeah. Only had hot water if you fucking set the fire.
Yeah. Oh. Well, that's it. Your fire, you warm your water up.
being the youngest lad, I always had to light the bloody fire.
Aye, that was my job.
Oh, God.
I used to have to chop kindle and all, get it chopped in cellar.
And, you know, wrapping the old newspapers so that they were like chunks of wood.
That's right, to stiffen them up.
Yeah.
Stiffen.
And then, of course, I used to have to get up at the crack of bloody dawn to make sure the fire was lit, so there was hot water for when my brothers got up, ready to go to work.
Well, I think we must have been a bit posher than you because we could afford firelighters.
We couldn't. No such thing as firelighter. Firelighter was me.
I can smell paraffin from them there.
And then you'd set it off with a little bit of coal and this wrapped up newspaper, a little bit of coal, and then you'd sit there with the big newspaper.
Oh yes,
in front of the
getting it to draw chimney.
So all the air drew underneath to get it going like a bloody thunder flash.
And you'd know because it'd pull it straight in, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and then set fire to it when it got going. Oh shit!
I mean, I remember many a Sunday tea time being wrapped up as a kid in my dressing gown, sat in front of fire and looking at pictures in fire. You know.
Yeah.
I told my lad, he said, "What are you on about pictures in fire?" I says, "If you ever get a chance to sit round and open fire, sit there, and it's so relaxing. It's so you end up with a bright red bloody face, but it's so relaxing, isn't it?" My mate, my mate. When I was about 20, there was an old fella I knew. He was my mate, and he was about 75, and he advertised in newspaper as being a novice rat catcher. He used to have this big bloody dog called Prince, and he called himself a novice rat catcher. And I says, "What's all this about?" He says, "Well, somebody gets a rat in the garden, I'll go get it. Me and our Prince will take it out." And he used to say, "Oh, they'd come. Somebody's let me know. Fred down the road, he's got a rat in the corner of the garden. Can you sort it out?" I'd take dog down, dog would rattle it about, and I'd wrap it in newspaper, and then take it home and throw it on fire.
Yeah.
He says, until one night I had to stop doing it because one night I got in and I hadn't told wife I'd got one in my pocket. He says, and I threw it on fire and we sat having a steer. This bloody tail shot up. He said, once fire had got it, there were a bloody rat stuck.
That's just brought back. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but I've mentioned about when I joined up in '66, and we were in these old barracks, well, fairly old, and mice inundated with fucking mice. Yeah. And so of course you'd go to bed on a night because we had to be in bed for like 8 o'clock, and you'd be laying there and you could hear all these bleeding mice running up and down. So we clicked on. We used to get an empty bag of crisps, those Walker's crispy things that crinkle. The old-fashioned foily ones.
Yes.
And they crinkle.
Yeah.
So we'd put a little bit of some crisp in the pack and lay it at the side of your bed. And we all of us, I think it was about 12 of us in the dormitory we were in, and we all had a crisp packet at the side of our bed, and we all had army boots. And you'd lay there and you'd listen for the crisp packet to go, and you'd whack it. So, of course, we were catching 20, 30 mice in a night.
Bloody hell.
With these little crisp packets. I can remember it as though it was yesterday now.
Aye. But, they don't sound very good them days, do they, really? But, when you go back to when you were
it's like, when I went to, again, I was at cavalry barracks in Hounslow, and as it suggests, it's an old cavalry regiment's barracks, which had lots of horse places, where they used to keep horses, stables,
right.
So, and a lot of the blocks were converted from old stables. What do you get when you've got really old-fashioned barracks and stable stuff and all that, rats.
Yeah.
It was inundated with rats, and of course all the pipe work, it was all open pipes, with a metal meshy thing over the top, so they'd be running up and down these pipe things.
Rat run, yeah.
So I went on when I first got there, I was put on night cook again, and I explained before, you have to make, like sausage rolls and get breakfast ready and all that, all ready for, hi early darling, all ready for next morning, And so I went in and I said to the sergeant, hi Sergeant, night cook. So he says, yeah, here you go, just into this office. So I went into this office. He says, right, here's your list. That's what I want doing tonight. I want 500 sausage rolls making, 3 ton of potatoes peeled, whatever,
Yeah.
And he said, in the corner there is your night weapon. So I said, what do you mean night? He said, your night weapon's there. And it was a rifle.
Oh, because with food.
What the fuck do I want with a rifle?
With food.
So he says, well, when it gets to about 3 in the morning and you've finished all your stuff and you sat there with all the lights basically off, he said, what will happen is all the rats will start coming out of the drains into the kitchen hunting for grub. He said, you get your gun out and you start fucking shooting them. And we run a book. And at the end of the month, whoever's caught the most rats gets the pot. Oh, I was up all night. I never caught many, but I was up all night trying to win all this bloody money. Never won it once.
Well, Kelsey, I told you we'd get a story out of him.
Yes, it was you coming up with rats. That's what brought it into my head.
Well, I knew we'd get a story out of it.
Well, there was another rat that was there. Unfortunately, I married her, but that's another story. That didn't go down well, did it? There you go.
Well, I'm just reading what Kelsey said there. Levi said that he saw huge rats in jail at Hull.
They're not frightened about. They're not.
The disease they carry is unbelievable.
The good thing about rats and mice is they have the runs. So they have the way in, the way out, and they always run on the same.
They stay on the same track, yeah.
Yeah, they carry the, so if they come in one place and run round and go up the far wall to another bit and then come back, they're going to come back down that bit. They're not going to leg it across. So you can be there waiting for them with a shovel or a gun or whatever,
Right, so, well, it's not a right nice subject, that, is it, to talk about? Yeah. Rats, eh? But like I said, Kelsey, I got a story out of him. It's one less for book. She played pretty hell, She says you need to save these stories for book.
Yeah, but you can elaborate on them. Oh, I keep getting this message on my computer. I'm going to chuck this computer right through that window.
Have you never thought of writing a book, Paul?
I couldn't do it, man.
Your memoirs.
I think I was looking at Instagram the other day, and I don't know if you've got Instagram, but every third thing on your Instagram is an ad for something.
Yeah.
Anyway, this ad popped up, and it was a woman who had a phone round her neck, but it wasn't a phone. Like a mic, like your microphone thing, your small one.
Yeah.
It was like that, but it was a necklacey type one. No, I wonder what that is. When I looked, it was an AI automatic. What do you call it? It just whatever you spoke, this picked it up and it put it into sentences and all that, and
Yeah.
It was like a dictation machine.
The honest ghost's leaving, but he says he's still going to listen to us in car. So
no, nice. So you're going to Hull? I'm keeping you guys on my phone, but got a call out to Hull. Well, I'll give you a wave, mate. I've got my curtains open. As you pat, you won't be passing me. So I looked at this thing and I thought, oh, that looks quite good. And I thought, well, I could do with that, because sometimes I'm walking around and I see something and a memory comes into my head. Well, if I had something around my neck and started saying, oh, yeah, I remember that, blah, 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 and it picks it up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because I need I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, you need something to kick it off.
Yeah, I need something to, a bit like this afternoon when I was searching for the hospital in Singapore. It kicked off other memories.
Yeah. Well, EMS. How do I? Is it EMS or EMS?
EMS.
They've been on about the book, and they say no one would publish it with all the blue vocabulary.
No, there wouldn't be no blue. There wouldn't be no blue stuff in it.
Kelsey says the book will be more scandalous.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Kelsey, I've got some secrets that cannot be told while I'm alive, but I can tell you them, and then you can print them in the book at the end.
Well, I think you should get you sent together with Kelsey and sit down.
Hey, don't you be talking about things like that. It's me grandson's young lady.
No, I know. You can dictate to her. And don't be rude when I say that. You can, can't you? You can. She'll write it all. Kelsey, just bring a little what they call them.
Dictating machine.
Yeah, what they call recorder. Little recorder, will you? And,
got one. It's on your phone. Everybody has one.
You might. But what you need is a bleeper on it to bleep out swear words. Because there'll be a bloody load of them.
I'm thinking of getting one of these things that you can put around your neck.
Right.
Because sometimes, not very often, but once Levi comes home and I don't do my Sunday nights, I'll be able to go to to my sister's again for Sunday lunch. So of course my brother will be taking me.
Right.
And then as we're driving to Brid, I'll say, oh, can you remember who lived there? And he, as soon as you say it, he starts, yeah, it was so-and-so, and they had a daughter and blah, blah, blah. Well, by the time I've got home, I've forgotten all what he said.
You need a dictaphone.
So if I had one of these things around my neck and just whenever I'm talking to anybody, it just writes it all down, because some of his stories are my stories, if you see what I mean.
Yeah. But if you had a little recorder around your neck, you just press a button, it starts recording, and as it happens, you can. And you go home and you think, what the bloody hell? You'll go home and go, what the bloody hell were I on about here?
Yeah.
But like you said, it stimulates your thoughts into...
It does. I just need something just to get me head in gear,
Yeah.
Evening, Gilly. And, I've got lots of stories. But and they're not. There's nothing, when I say there's secrets. Well, it's now spectacular. We all have secrets, don't we? No, everybody has secrets.
It's even. I'm not that much younger than you, Paul, but I find it fascinating. Some of the stories you're telling me that's before my time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's
did I tell you the one? It's just come into my head. Did I tell you the one about when we were in Northern Ireland during the Troubles? I was with the engineer regiment in Northern Ireland.
Whereabouts were you service station?
We were just outside. In
Northern Ireland.
Yeah. During the Troubles, it was Northern Ireland. I can't remember exactly where it was, but what we had to do is once a week, we had to go out on patrol with the engineers. Now, engineers, they've got it's all big machinery shit,
Right.
Earth movers and all that kind of stuff. And we Kelsey, Grandad wearing a wire. Yeah, love it. So we had to go out, and I think it was to Armagh, but I'm not quite sure now. but there was a town where there was a no-go area that put up barricades, and you know the IRA people had put up barricades and said, you know, no Brits allowed and all that shit. And anyway, we went through.
Can I just ask it? Because I have a mate. He was a paratrooper, and he was stationed in not. I'm only going back 30 years ago when he was stationed there, and he said that the Brits were hated. He says they're hated. Did you get a bad reception?
Not the first time I went. It wasn't a bad reception. It was the second time we went. Was the first time we went because it was the Protestants who had asked us basically to go. Right. Because they were getting persecuted, and then in the end, we got kicked. We got kicked to shit by both Protestants and nationalists.
Yeah.
But anyway, we had to go to this town or whatever to get rid of these. What did I say they were? Barricades.
Barricades.
You know, the old single-decker buses and God knows, stuck them all across and barricaded everywhere. And anyway, we went through with all this huge gear, you know, earth-moving gear and God knows what. We had them all. And we went in and we ripped all these barricades to shit and got rid of them all. And anyway, driving back, we had to go through Armagh. Now, Armagh was bandit country, basically.
Right.
And to get from where we were leaving from to go back to the place where Castle Dillon was where we were based, a place called Castle Dillon. To get from where we'd been to get back to Castle Dillon, we had to go across this bridge, a big, long, wide bridge, you know, in the middle of Armagh. So, of course, there was no sign, you know, it was just open. Anyway, we're going across this bridge, and all of a sudden, all these hooligans come charging down the bridge with rocks and, you know, things lit. Throw them at you, petrol bombs lit, you know, all that kind of crap.
Yeah, missiles and all sorts.
And then you had people up in the top in an old schoolyard that were pinging us with bullets.
That must have been scary, Paul.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was now. Anyway, the lead guy in this convoy we were going back to base with, and I can't remember the machine, but you'll know when I say it had a bucket on the front, this machine.
Right.
You know, it would scoop up things and then you'd throw it away. You know what I mean? One of those bucket machines.
Like
4-wheel bucket machines.
Yeah.
Can't remember what they're called, but it was huge and it had a big bucket on the front.
Yeah.
And all these people are charging in. The bullets are flying from towards the back. And this bloke sticks it in his top gear and he's got his grabber and it's going like that. Down the road at all these idiots, and they're jumping off the fucking bridge and God knows what, people going all over the place, and this guy's going down there like, I'll fucking teach you a lesson. Oh God,
that must have been a sight to see.
Oh well, do you know we get allowed cameras, but
Well, there a lot of camaraderie in you know, when you were like out there. Did you feel as though you were a team?
We always felt as a team.
Yeah.
Even if we wasn't out there, we were a team.
Yeah.
You know, we were brothers, basically.
Yeah.
I know it sounds corny. It sounds corny,
no.
But it isn't corny.
You
looked after each other. You watched everybody. You know, I watched his back. He watched my back. We all were for everybody. We had one or two little dickheads who, you know.
I'm going to finish off on this because it's nearly time. The one time you didn't work as a team, when that parcel in the bathhouse.
Yeah, that wasn't a team thing. Anyway, so I'll just go through. Dom's going to wave at me while he goes through.
Gilly's reading back about the rats.
Yeah, right. Anyway, so I'll say thanks for coming. We've enjoyed your company.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed your company. Bobby's enjoyed your company. And well, go through. We've got Kelsey, thank you. Jeff, Black Queen, Dom, even though he's driving. Who else? Sharon.
Yeah, you've all been great. And
Noxie, all of you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll let Bobby do his bit.
To Clary's mum, because it's not a nice thing. But we need to give a big shout out to the lovely Kelsey for looking after us every Monday for an hour.
She does.
She does a cracking job, and she's been taking notes on us. She says she's been taking notes.
Yeah.
So we look forward to the book coming out, Kelsey. Right. Yeah. I like these Monday nights. We go all around the world, don't we? We talk about
we can do.
And I enjoy it, Paul. And
I'll tell you one about Boogie Street next week.
There you go.
Have you heard about Boogie Street?
No, but listen.
In Singapore, get a bit of Googling done, and you'll see what I mean.
Boogie Street. Somebody remember that in chat.
Boogie Street.
Bring it up next week.
Anyway, so have you said your good nights?
I have, yes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So
everybody.
Ellie, good night, sweetheart. Love you lots. And
we'll see you all again and do it all again next week.
So live long and prosper. And thank you for coming. Just remember, leave a comment below. A tick.
Listen, Paul, let me just say before you do this further, Kelsey's giving me 10% off at book without asking you first. She's my mate, Kelsey.
Yeah. So
right, we'll see you all again next week.
I've forgotten where I am now.
You're saying good night.
She's only giving you discount on the book. She's not giving you 10% of the takings. 10% discount at 90 pence is 9p, mate. So live long and prosper. TTFN, take care. See you all again next week. As long as God is good.
Godspeed. God bless everyone. Catch you later.